Allegedly or whatever, allegedly. Come through, quality boost or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Hey guys, what is you on about? Welcome back to another trucking video on the Mother Trucking channel, sis. Today we are doing a different type of video here on my YouTube channel. As you can see, there's been a little bit of an upgrade. I'm actually using my DSLR to film or whatever. So I mean, I'm just saying, it's just like a little bit of an increase, a little bit of something different, a little new experience, I guess you could say, you know, looking at the viewfinder, whatever, you know what I'm saying. Today we are actually going to be talking about the Sims 5, which is so weird to think, like, girl, The Sims 5, she's coming, she's in development, allegedly or whatever. So I feel like we shouldn't waste any time, we should just like get straight into this. So we have a few theories and like a little speculations or whatever about what The Sims 5 is gonna be like. I have a whole list of stuff that I do want in The Sims 5, but I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of explain why I think The Sims 5 is in development. It's just purely speculation. We have no confirmation that The Sims 5 is actually happening, but from my sources, I actually have like one source like it's fine. I think we're gonna get it, allegedly. I can't confirm that we're getting it because that's a lawsuit, and I'm 15. That's why I keep saying allegedly. So allegedly, the how. So according to the Sims community's article, they actually posted an article about why they think the Sims 5 is in development right now. And basically, there's a new Sim Guru in sight or whatever. He is now the new general manager. His name is Sim Guru Duke. I'm actually looking at the webpage right now. I'll link it down below. Thank you, Jovan. I think that's how you say your name, for making this article so we can actually, like, you know,
make some videos about it or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
So basically, the main general manager of the Sims 4, his name was Grant Rodiak. I mean, he's not dead. He's alive, but he's just been moved. And now that he's been moved, people are starting to speculate that The Sims 5 is like in the cut or whatever. Because if you think about it, Grant has been there for the initial start of The Sims 3, as well as the initial start of The Sims 4. And if we're trying to make a base game for The Sims 5, and if you want a base game to come out in like 2 to 3 years, what if they have to start development now? So that's kind of what people are assuming he's working on right now, which kind of makes sense in my mind. Lindsay tweeted, she says, I want to welcome Sim Guru Drake to The Sims 4. Joining us from The Sims Mobile, he'll be our senior producer for The Sims 4. Don't worry, Sim Guru Grant is still working on a number of important, awesome Max's things. It's going to be a great year for The Sims, and we can't wait to show you what's in store. So that's a little interesting because if he is going to be, you know, starting The Sims 5, I do have a list of things that I would like in The Sims 5. So if they want like any ideas,
I'm right here, you know what I mean?
I'm just gonna go ahead and read my list. Okay, so for The Sims 5, I would love a semi-open world. And what I mean by semi-open world is kind of like what we have already in The Sims 4. It's kind of like we have districts or like little tiny neighborhoods within bigger neighborhoods. But for The Sims 5, I would like it in a sense where we don't have to have a loading screen in between those tiny neighborhoods. Let's just say like you're in Cavalier Cove and you want to travel to the lots around Cavalier Cove, like not the lots that are in the different neighborhoods within Burleton Bay, but the lots that are in Cavalier Cove. I would love so that they can find a way where we don't have to have a loading screen for those, because it just makes it a lot easier and like it makes more sense that way. Because if you already have a lot and then right next to that lot is a park, you should be able to go to that park because it's already fully rendered in that lot. You know what I mean? Kind of like what we have with festivals and city living, like kind of something like that, where the festivals are there and there's also like a lot that's like already like open, I guess you could say. So that's what I would like to see for the semi-open worlds. I would not like an open world because that's just lag. Like we kind of learned from that from The Sims 3, and I really don't mind the fact that we don't have an open world. I feel like it kind of adds a little bit more room for imagination in terms of what the world is like and how big it actually is. You know what I mean? By the way, I actually got the idea about the whole district thing from Plumbella. I was actually watching her video with The Sims 5, and I'll link it down below, because she brought up some good points and I was like, girl. So the next thing on my list is the color wheel, but this is specific. I don't want a color wheel for clothing or objects or anything like that. The only thing I want a color wheel for is skin tones and eye color. And the reason I say this is because there is a very limited amount of skin tones that do come with The Sims 4. And there also is a limited amount of eye colors that come with The Sims 4. So instead of having to kind of include everyone, they could just make a color wheel and we can do that ourselves. You know what I mean? Like we can kind of have slots and we can kind of fill those up and switch them out and stuff or something. I don't know. I feel like it makes a lot more sense that way, because then we'd have to like worry about how many skin tones we're going to have. And the same thing with the eye colors. So you can make some really cool eye colors with the color wheel. Also with the color wheel, I don't think we should get it for clothing or objects and stuff, because with The Sims 4, they have made some very, very nice color combos, and I'm very much a fan of it. I feel like it saves a lot of time and kind of just like, girl, like you don't even have to worry about this, you know what I'm saying? Like she's just kind of there and you can just go with the flow and kind of play your game. It kind of makes building faster when you don't have to worry about a color wheel. Oh, and in addition to the whole, like, you know, grant switching roles or whatever, there's also been some job listings for some concept art directors and stuff. And I feel like that's kind of just like a hint towards like another lifestyle kind of game. Allegedly or whatever. Allegedly. The next thing on my list is toddlers. I feel like toddlers should be in the game from day one. Like, toddlers are a whole life state that was missing from The Sims 4. Like, with The Sims 5, I wouldn't mind them taking a lot longer to create the game if we're gonna have all those life stages. I wouldn't just want to skip a whole life stage like in The Sims 4. I would rather just like have a slow progression and stuff. So if that's the case, I'll wait it out, you know, waiting. If we're gonna get something better if we wait longer, then why not take it? Okay, the next thing on my list is the whole realistic aspect of The Sims 5. I know everyone wants The Sims 5 to literally look like so realistic as hell. And like, I mean, that makes sense and all. Like, all my alpha people, I know you guys want realistic Sims, but like, I mean, I kind of like the cartoon look to the game. I mean, it's a teenager game. It's not GTA, it's not Second Life, but at the same time, if we are going to have a more realistic game, I would like to see no boundaries between Massive Match and Alpha. But with The Sims 3, you didn't have like an option. It's just like, this is CC, and this is the way it's gonna stay. I feel like if they can adopt a similar realistic look like they did with The Sims 3, but have it with the graphics of The Sims 4 and make it run as smoothly in The Sims 4, possibly even better, then that's what I want. I don't want my game to be too realistic, but I also don't want it to be too cartoony, because if it's cartoony, that's cute. Like, The Sims 4 is cartoony, and I kind of like it that way, but if we're talking about realisticness, I would love to see a good mixture of the two, so then that way, everyone's happy in terms of custom content, and we get the best of both worlds when it comes for realistic Sims. Next thing on my list is actually multitasking and emotions. I would love to see multitasking and emotions make its way to The Sims 5. I know that kind of started in The Sims 4, you know, multitasking. Oh my god, my Sims can read a book and talk to someone at the same time and watch TV and walk their dog. I would love to see that carried over into The Sims 5. I feel like it just makes the game a whole lot better. And like, once you have multitasking in the game, it's like one of those things that you never knew that you needed, and then you have it, and now you can't live without it, if that makes sense. And don't get me wrong, I love the emotions too. I feel like they add so much character into the game. Like, you know, when your Sim is sad, they just like broke up with their girlfriend or boyfriend or something. I just love that so much. I feel like it adds so much to the storyline, and like, it really just like
Touches me in the heart or whatever.
Look at this, are you kidding? Oh my god.
One eternity later.
Next on my list is single player versus multiplayer. I feel like The Sims is the type of game where like, it doesn't make sense to have multiplayer or sort of like a voice chat in the game. And I know like a lot of games now have that, but like The Sims is one of those games where like you can't play it multiplayer. Like, what would you do? Like, would you give birth right next to your best friend or something? Like, I also feel like The Sims is one of those games where I want to play it when I'm just like really tired at like 12 a.m. in my bed and the comfort of like watching a movie or something and not have to deal with someone trying to talk to me or trying to like go to my house. So I feel like I would love for The Sims 5 to just stay single player and kind of keep it that way, like at a basis level. Like, girl, I don't need anyone coming into my house late at night trying to steal my goodies. Next on my list is I would love to see a Sims 5 store, kind of like what we had with the Sims 3, like how we had a Sims 3 store where we could get like new worlds and new objects and all this sort of stuff. I would love to see that happen again in the Sims 5. I feel like with the Sims 4, we have some stuff packs that are kind of like filler packs. I would love to see the Sims 3 store kind of reimagined in the Sims 5, so then that way like we can have stuff that we can get in the store, but then also we get stuff packs that have a lot more stuff, you know what I mean? And by the way, I don't want the store stuff and the stuff packs that have the same stuff and kind of cross that little platform, because no, those are two different things. Those are two different marketing legends, and that's just that on that. Next up on my list is nice lighting and kind of like rendering, kind of looking in Create a Sim. I feel like The Sims 4 has done a fabulous job with capturing lighting in the game. Oh my god, the lighting in The Sims 4 is bomb, like literally the best ever. I would also love to see that reimagined in The Sims 5, possibly even better, maybe the same. Like, girl, the reflections in the game, the pool water, the sky, the scenery, everything about it, the trees even, the grass, I don't even know. Everything about The Sims 4 in terms of environment and lighting is phenomenal, and I would love to see that happen in The Sims 5. Like, The Sims 3 was a little lackluster in terms of like, you know, the world lighting and stuff, which is not cute, but I love The Sims 4 in terms of that, and I feel like it's really pretty. Like, girl, if I have to take a loading screen to get some nice lighting, girl, I'll take it any day. Next up with The Sims 5, I would love to see cars. I know we don't have cars in Sims 4, but I think we'll get it eventually. That's just like what I think. I feel like cars are one of those things where we should just have them from the get-go, because it makes sense to have cars. Cars are a vital part of life. They happen, people get them. I feel like cars are just like a fun time. Like
When your teenager grows up for the first time, you can get them their first car.
it might be like a little sloppy jalopy or something, but like, girl, it's just thought that counts. I just love that so much about The Sims 3 in general, and I really hope we get it in The Sims 4, and we better have it in The Sims 5. But yeah, guys, I think that's gonna be it for my little rants, my little speculation, and kind of what I want in The Sims 5. I don't know if The Sims 5 is in development. I think it is, allegedly. Thank you very much. It's not confirmed, But guys, tell me down below about what you guys want to see in The Sims 5. I would like to see so much other stuff. This is kind of stuff that just came up off the top of my head. If you want to read this article with The Sims 5, I will link it down below, girl. This has some good juicy information or whatever, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, guys, love you all so very much, and I will see you all next time. Bye!